Welcome. Do you love someone suffering from substance use disorder, alcoholism, or addiction? This is a safe place and environment of unconditional love and acceptance, where we, the wives, perhaps partners, sisters, girlfriends, etc., of alcoholics or addicts can connect, share stories, learn tools to better ourselves while creating healthy strategies and boundaries for our loved ones suffering from addiction. Join me, Anonymously Bex, in exploring how we can take back control of our lives. If you like this content, if it serves you, please follow our channel, subscribe to our website, our newsletter, or find us on social media. Like, follow, share today. Welcome. Today's article is called Enmeshment in Practice. Building on our last article where we define the term enmeshment, let's further examine enmeshment in the addicted family dynamic and compare how enmeshment differs from codependency. Let's review the clinical definition of enmeshment. In its simplest form, enmeshment can be identified as a lack of personal boundaries and individual identity. The core issue is identity entanglement. The concept of I don't know who I am without you. Enmeshment is a dysfunctional dynamic where the emotional boundaries between individuals are unclear or non-existent. In this dynamic, the roles and emotions are fused, making it hard to differentiate personal feelings, thoughts, and needs from those of the other person. Let's review some enmeshed behaviors. And again, the definitions have been provided in our previous article, which we will link at the bottom. The behaviors that contribute to enmeshment relationships are lack of privacy, inability to make decisions, emotional dependency, conflict avoidance, lack of identity, fear of independence, emotional fusion. The core difference between enmeshment and codependency typically refers to a pattern of behavior where an individual chronically prioritizes others' needs at their own expense, often in the context of an imbalanced, one-sided relationship. Our clinical definition of codependency for review. Codependency is a dysfunctional relationship dynamic in which one person assumes the role of the giver, sacrificing their own needs and well-being for the sake of the other, the taker. The term codependency first appeared in substance abuse circles to describe a lopsided relationship that had been consumed and controlled by one person's addiction. It grew in popularity and became shorthand for any enabling relationship. The core issue of codependency: behavioral overfunctioning and control. The concept of it is my job to fix you, or it has become my job to fix you. This behavioral and relational pattern often manifests through self-sacrifice, difficulty expressing emotions, low self-esteem, poor self-care, and an intense fear of abandonment. The key differences between enmeshment and codependency. We'll review the primary focus, the dynamic, the motive, and the role clarity between each of these. For the primary focus of enmeshment, it is a blurred identity and lack of separate self. The primary focus of codependency is compulsive caretaking and prioritizing of others' needs. The dynamic of enmeshment, a relational dynamic, often familial, where boundaries are non-existent for everyone involved, everyone. The dynamic of codependency, an individual's behavior pattern within a relationship, regardless of the type of relationship. The motive of enmeshment. It is driven by a desire for closeness that compromises autonomy. Driven by a desire for closeness that compromises autonomy. The motive for codependency often stems from a deep fear of abandonment and the need to be needed to feel a sense of self-worth. The role clarity of enmeshment, roles are often blurred. For example, a child acting as a parent's confidant. Remember, this is where it gets very dangerous. Very dangerous for the child. The role clarity of codependency. One person typically gives or enables, while the other one takes. So let's talk about enmeshment in a relationship with an addict or alcoholic. Both enmeshment and codependency are common, unremarkable patterns in a marriage with an addict or an alcoholic. Is that a comforting statement? It's meant to be. You have had a normal, unremarkable reaction to your partner's disease. Enmeshment often begins as a way to support the addicted partner. Take a deep breath. Enmeshment often begins as a way to support the addicted partner. I found so much freedom in that truth. This pattern arose when I attempted to support my partner while he was struggling with his disease. A normal and unremarkable reaction to a debilitating disease. Enmeshment conditioning in the addicted family system. In my experience, I found that my husband's addiction demanded that we become enmeshed. I became conditioned ever so slowly over time to lose myself entirely. Here's what I meant by that in practical examples. I desperately tried to do everything in accordance with his wishes. What does that mean? The way he loaded the dishwasher, the way he folded his clothes, the way he washed his clothes, the way he packed his suitcase, the groceries he wanted, how he preferred I cooked meals, if he wanted me to order something for him, food or otherwise, made his coffee, etc. And his reactions to my attempts to do things just as he wanted were simple. I loaded the dishwasher wrong. I folded his clothes wrong. I used the wrong temperature setting on the washer to do his laundry. I packed his suitcase incorrectly. I am a terrible cook. I would always do the order wrong. I did it wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Do you see a pattern here? I was desperately trying to do everything to his wishes, not my own. And I could never anticipate it correctly. And his reaction, his constant criticism of my every attempt, conditioned me to continually try harder. Try harder. Now I'd like to give honor to my own heart's desire. My heart's desire was to be a good, loving, supportive wife. That's how this all started for me. I saw my husband struggling. He would say something to the effect of, "I'm just so stressed and I have no time to myself." So I would naturally offer to take on tasks for him. No problem. How about if I do your laundry, fold it, and have everything ready for you so you don't have to worry about clean clothes? What if I ensure dinner is ready and warm when you get home, regardless of the time or what I need to do for the kids? Would that help? Would that help? Let's pause for the truth. In a healthy relationship, there is always give and take. Partners help each other all the time. In my relationship with my husband, who had already begun his relapse, I was the only person giving. I kept giving until he wasn't contributing anything to the household except for the paycheck. So of course he would criticize how I did all the tasks. It was a method of control or self-bolstering. If he criticized how I did everything, essentially it made him feel better about living in his disease, about his lies, his choices, his behaviors. Take a deep breath. It's a lot to take in. And the result, what was the result? What I was doing was adopting codependent behaviors. This was my normal reaction, attempting to bring emotional relief to both of us. My emotions were so deeply fused to my sick partners, I was in just as much constant emotional distress as he was. The difference was he was intoxicated with no emotional reconciliation in sight. I was sober, desperately seeking relief, using my own coping mechanisms, yet trapped in his unhealthy cycle of destruction. So for our moment of reflection today, do you see the difference between enmeshment and codependency? Can you recognize how important it is to reflect on your own emotional patterns and boundaries? Have you become enmeshed? Are you emotionally fused to your very sick partner? Are you trapped in a cycle of trying to please them by adopting codependent behaviors? Can you identify healthy emotional boundaries for you to abide by? Let's talk about arresting the cycle. When we talk about arresting the cycle or breaking the cycle, we follow these simple rules over and over again. The first is identify your role in this pattern. The second, craft a thoughtfully considered boundary, a sphere of safety around your persons. Consider the aspects that create your person's emotional boundary, communicative boundary, psychological boundary, physical boundary. Review our boundaries' content. Remind yourself of the truth. Step 3, remind yourself of the truth in this moment. Step 4, honor your heart's desire. Step 5, make the choice to do better, to be better, regardless of where your partner is on their own journey through addiction. You can do this. I know you can. I'm right here with you. Until next time, anonymously, Bex. Do you like this content? Do you find it helpful for navigating your own journey? If you do, please take time to subscribe to the Secret Spirits podcast. By subscribing to this channel, you can help me, Anonymously Bex, continue to provide tailored content to the unwitting wife of an addict or alcoholic. If you have comments, suggestions, or are open to sharing your own experience being bound to an addict or alcoholic, email me today, admin@secretspirits.com. Do you need one-on-one support in this time of need? Book a consultation with me, Anonymously Bex, or join our membership program where you can begin to build your own support system. Visit our website, secretspirits.com. Subscribe to our channels, Secret Spirits, to get more from Secret Spirits today.